Can I help you with something?
I brought something I'd like to show you.
Okay. I'm assuming that's a guitar.
Not just any guitar. This is Semmy Mosley's personal blue gospel guitar prototype.
A Mosrite. Well, hallelujah.
Semmy Mosley was a great gospel musician. He founded the Mosrite Guitar Company, and I got this guitar directly from Semmy Mosley 44 years ago. I know it's really rare, so it's worth a lot of money.
Where did you get it?
Well, I got it directly from Semmy Mosley.
Really? That's really, really cool. I know a little bit about him. I know that he started off repairing guitars and then actually started making guitars. So why is it a prototype?
It's a prototype because when he was at a guitar convention in Europe, he met a Spanish luthier who was building flamenco guitars with violin joints. And they had such a remarkable tone that Semmy thought gospel musicians should have something that sings when they do the Lord's work. So consequently, he came back and he did this prototype.
Okay.
He hand wound the pickups. He made the pick guards and the volume plate, and it's built with violin joints.
All right, that's extremely interesting.
Right around Semmy Mosley's time, the late 50s, early 60s, gospel, blues, and rock and roll were exploding. So people like Mosley really started experimenting with new sounds.
I mean, it looks brand new. I mean, there's one little chip here, but there's no belt buckle marks on it. That's definitely cool. You got paperwork on all this?
Yes, this guitar is probably the most well-known rare guitar anywhere. It's listed in the Celebrity Registry. 009, 1965 gospel prototype, blue, Semmy Mosley's personal gospel.
All right, I'm interested. It sounds really, really cool.
Jimi Hendrix, the Beach Boys, Kurt Cobain, these are just a few of the guys who have played Mosrites. So if this is the actual gospel prototype, there will definitely be a market for me to sell this thing.
How much do you want for it?
Well, it's about the rarest prototype guitar that exists. At a high-energy auction event, it would bring somewhere between $200,000 and $250,000. Now, I know this is not an auction, but realistically, I'd take $100,000 for it.
Quite frankly, that sounds expensive. Let me give a buddy of mine a call. Deals in rare guitars all the time.
Great, I welcome that. However, you should know, since I've had this guitar since 1969 continuously and got it from the guy who made it, I am considered the industry expert on this guitar.
Okay, well, it's not that I don't trust you, but, if I started trusting my customers, I wouldn't be in business long.
I understand.
You understand?
Sure.
So I will be right back.
Thanks.
The moment you walk into my store and try and sell me something, you are no longer the expert. I have to get an unbiased opinion on what this thing is worth before I make an offer.
Jesse, my man, what's up?
Come on. So is this the Mosrite in question?
Yes.
It is a really cool guitar, man. Very, very cool. Where'd you get this at?
I got it from Semmy Mosley, the man who made it for his own use.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. My idol, Johnny Ramone, played a Mosrite.
Absolutely.
Mosley, he's a really interesting guy. I mean, he's got his start doing repairs.
Yeah.
Apprenticed under Rickenbacker. Mosrite is one of my favorite companies, and I'm a big fan of surf music. If you ever listen to any surf music from the 1960s, that really cool, reverby, twangy guitar, that's the Mosrite guitar.
He is telling me this is the prototype, the only one that exists like this, and wants a lot of money for it.
This is kind of a pretty well-documented guitar. There's a couple things I can get a date on this. The Mosley tailpiece, for one. The Mosrite of California on the pickups. The style of the knobs. I would say this guitar is probably 67 or 68. The serial number is GA009. So, this is the prototype gospel guitar.
All right, big question. What do you think it's worth?
Well, I've seen one of Johnny Ramone's Mosrites that was very well documented and played guitar. Went for right around $35,000, $40,000. In the guitar market of today, a realistic selling price on this instrument would probably be $25,000.
That's absolutely ridiculous because it's been appraised over the years. Back in the 90s, it was appraised at a minimum of $100,000, and that was in the 90s.
I'm just saying, from knowing what I've just recently sold myself, I don't think anybody's going to step up that high for it.
Well, the guitar's been insured for $100,000 or better.
I mean, I can
Since
insure my shoes for
1992.
$100,000 with an insurance company.
I understand that, but your number's not realistic. It's a really rare piece.
Prototypes of Les Pauls at the Les Paul auction did not bring $100,000. Les Paul is credited with inventing the solid body electric guitar. That's why I'm giving this the $25,000 mark in my eyes.
I can't agree with your assessment.
Oh, yeah. And we're just at where we are. I mean,
Thanks,
sorry
Jesse.
about that. You know, it was really cool to see Simi's guitar, but to be honest with you, I'm just kind of glad I got out of there without a black eye.
He can't know what I know about it after 44 years.
Okay. He just told us that Les Paul's prototypes went for less money than you're asking.
It's not only rare, but it's also beautiful.
It's a cool guitar, I'll give you that. But one of a kind doesn't always bring a fortune.
Come on, you know you like it.
Obviously, we're not going to make a deal, so all I can tell you is good luck.
Thanks. I think he just made a huge mistake. I know when it goes to an auction house that recognizes this guitar and knows how to market it, I'll probably get $200,000 or more for it.
I'm in LA to do some business with Julian's Auction House. They have some really cool memorabilia here from celebrities and sports stars, and they have a worldwide audience. This trip is all about making money, so what better place to do it than Hollywood?
Hey, Rick.
man.
Welcome to Beverly Hills. How's it going?
Doing great, man.
Good. We've got the exhibition set up here. Your stuff's in the back.
Okay. My stuff's gonna sell for a lot of money, right? There's always a big risk putting stuff in an auction. You never know exactly what you're gonna get. But Julian's is a really big auction house. They advertise a lot. They're well known. So, fingers crossed.
We have your items back here, so I think you recognize those guys.
Yeah. I dig it.
We have just a few of the highlights out. So we got a lot of people, a lot of interest.
It's definitely a trip down memory lane. I
Yeah.
forgot I even had that thing. I picked out a bunch of stuff that I think will do really well at an auction. These are sort of iconic things that I don't necessarily get clients for in the shop. I have a NASA space helmet, a pen used by Lyndon Johnson, and my Vic Flick guitar. So this is a way that I can get them advertised all the way around the world and hopefully get top dollar.
Cool. So what else you got?
Well, over here, actually, this is one of our mini James Bond items in the auction, a helicopter from You Only Live Twice.
That's really cool.
We have Lost in Space TV series,
That's deeply cool.
and we have the Princess Diana dresses that she wore.
Okay.
And then over here, we have some Cher.
Actually, I have a customer that would love that. Is there any way I could maybe talk to the owner and buy it before the auction?
We don't like to do that because we have people flying into the auction.
But most people don't put hundreds of things in your auction.
I know. Hey, Sam, do you have a minute?
Sure. This guy's got some sign sheet music and an autographed picture of Cher. So I think it might work out for him and me if he just sells it to me now. He doesn't pay the auction commissions, and I get it for the right price.
This is Sam. Sam, this is Rick Harrison.
How's it going, man?
Good.
This piece you've consigned to us for the auction, Rick actually wants to buy it outright.
Great, thanks.
Let me know what you decide, and we'll pull it from the auction.
Thanks,
All right,
man.
thanks,
Thanks.
guys.
So where'd you get this?
Back in the 70s, I worked doing cue cards on the Sonny and Cher show.
That's pretty cool. I mean, this was like CBS's #1 show there for a while, right?
For a while, they were in the middle of all their divorce and all their trouble, though, so they weren't even speaking to each other at the time. I'm selling a framed-up autographed photo of Cher, piece of sheet music, I Got You Babe, signed by Sonny, combined with a ticket from the show. I've got the item in the auction, and I'm hoping to get $550 for it, hoping I can talk him into that.
They were so huge in the 70s. So was it fun working on the show?
It was fun because it was my favorite show, and I love Cher, so it was great. And between breaks, they'd be just wandering around or whatever, so I took it with me one day and had them both autograph the pieces.
Cool. Yeah, I've heard of television shows like that where people absolutely hate each other, but they still work with each other because, you know, they got a contract.
Right, but then they'd come on and sing I Got You Babe or do their skits or whatever, and everything was fine, so.
All right, pretty interesting. I mean, I remember it was the typical variety show of the 1970s. They would come on, they'd do like a monologue, they'd get some laughs, and then they'd do different weird skits, and they'd have guest stars on all the time.
Right.
Everyone knows the song, I Got You, Babe. Everyone knows Sonny and Cher. That's what makes this so iconic. And if these autographs are actually real, this is a great find. So how much were you hoping to get out of it?
I'm asking $550.
You know, a friend of mine is meeting me down here, and autographs is his thing, so...
Why? What are you afraid of, or what's your...
No, I just want to make sure they signed it. It's not that I don't trust you, I just don't trust anybody.
Right. Sure, that's fine.
Okay? Just give me a few minutes.
Okay, that's fine. Yeah, he could call in an expert and have them check it out, but, I mean, I was right there and had him sign both pieces, so I know they're real.
Oh, sweet. Sonny and Cher.
Yeah.
I grew up with these guys. But, you know, it's weird. I always remember Sonny mostly from Love Boat. I don't know why. He was on there a bunch, wasn't he? You know, Sonny and Cher, they were this great couple through the 60s, early 70s. They ended up breaking up. Sonny's career kind of went nowhere. Then he got into politics. And then Cher went on to be this mega star. I just want to kind of look at the examples I have on file. And the thing you notice about her autograph, it's extremely sloppy. And if we look at this example here, she starts off with the C, comes back down and loops around. And we see the same thing here. It's all connected. It's all one thing. So it's pretty simple. Sonny, actually, I like his signature a little better. He used to write a salutation, and we see almost the same thing here, where he's writing best wishes, Sonny Bono. He stacks his signature usually, which writes on two different planes. So those are two good signs.
Great.
Okay. So they're legit?
We're good to go.
Okay.
Of course, I told you.
So what do you think the pair's worth?
It's put together nicely. It's got the nice ticket. Together, this piece here, about $350.
Okay.
I was asking a little bit more than that.
If Cher was actually on the sheet music for I Got You, Babe, that would really put it up in the stratosphere.
All right, thanks, man.
Yeah, good to see you. Good luck.
Okay, thanks.
Yes, thanks, man. I'm basing the value on what I see in the marketplace. Could it go for $550? Could it go for $700? Absolutely. But I think it'll end up being closer to that $350 range.
So what do you think?
Thinking like 250.
No, I can't do that. Any Sonny and Cher fan would love it.
They probably would. I mean, but you know, he bases his prices on stuff that's already out there. So,
Right.
I mean, what's the best price you take for it?
Like $475.
Yeah, I don't think we're gonna make a deal. You know, I mean, doesn't sell at the auction. Give me a call though. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Have a good one, man. Nice
Thanks.
meeting you.
Thank you. $350 is like a really low appraisal to me. So I'll keep it in the auction and see what happens.
What we got there? Beer? No.
It's empty. I drank it on the way over.
Bet.
I came to the pawn shop today to sell an American pewter tankard. I believe it's made 1730 to 1750. I'd like to ask $20,000 for it. I think it's worth a lot more. The lowest price I could probably take is about $13,000.
What exactly is this?
It was made before the American Revolutionary War by a very famous pewterer, and it's a pretty darn rare piece.
It is cool, though. I mean, I really do dig it.
Tankards became really popular in Europe and eventually in the New World, starting in the 1500s. They were basically the original beer mug, and they're mostly made out of pewter. They can be worth a lot of money, depending on where and when they were made. It was the only really viable metal for dishes, besides maybe like silver or gold, but that was way too expensive to make dishes out of. And when our immigrants started coming over here in the 1600s, 1700s, we didn't have a lot of craftsmen, and most pewter stuff we would just import from England. The English sort of discouraged manufacturing in the States, sort of why we had a revolution. If this is pre-revolutionary pewter, it's worth a ridiculous amount of money.
Yes.
How much were you looking to get out of this?
Well, I was thinking about $20,000.
Let me have someone take a look at it, because it's not that I don't trust you, it's just anything like this from this period is being faked or has been faked. So Let me get him down here. He'll take a look at it, and then we'll go from there, okay?
You got it?
Hang out a few minutes.
Okay.
I'll be right back.
I have no problem with an expert coming in. This is a genuine piece. There's no question in my mind. So I'd like an expert to confirm that.
Hey, Rick, how you doing?
Doing absolutely fabulous.
Good to see you. Howdy, my name is Mark.
Hi, I'm Bill.
Bill,
see
good to
you.
meet you.
Okay, this is what he says is a pre-Revolutionary War American pewter tankard.
That's nice. Very few early pieces, especially pre-Revolutionary War pieces from America, survive today. The standard lifespan of a plate or a porringer was only about 10 years, and then it would get melted down and recast. You mind if I take a closer look at it?
Please.
Okay. It's an interesting piece. When you're looking at a piece like this, what you want to see is how much of it is original and how much of it isn't. There's been a lot of work done on this. The handle, at least, has been reattached, if not replaced. The lid, I believe, has been replaced. The one piece that is really the final criteria on this is the touch mark. Appears to be IB. That would be John Bassett.
Okay.
When you're looking at pre-Revolutionary War American pewter, John Bassett is one of the people that you look for. And he is a highly collected name in pre-Revolutionary War pewter.
Is that what his mark looks like?
Yeah. I did see one other John Bassett touch mark, but it was in a book. It was a photograph of a touch mark. Unfortunately, on this one, I cannot tell you that it's an original John Bassett.
Okay. Thanks, man.
Sorry about that.
No problem.
Okay, take care.
Very good
Thanks.
to meet you.
Okay.
When I first looked at this tankard, I saw that it is touch marked, but that is one of those very rare touch marks that I would want to look at next to another original to see whether it actually matches.
I wish I could make you an offer and this wasn't so anticlimactic, but
No
thanks for
problem
coming
at
in, man.
all. Okay, take care. Thank you. Well, I'm feeling a little disappointed in the fact that he could not confirm that it was real. I'm sure it's real. He can't be an expert in everything.
Hey, how's it going?
How's it going?
Pretty good.
Got a couple things here you might be interested in. These are David Mann paintings.
Are these original David Manns?
Yes, they are. They are signed.
Okay. This is really, really neat. There's a lot of people who absolutely love these, and there's even a lot more people who have no idea what the hell they are.
Exactly. They're original signed paintings. I have quite a few of them, so it was time to see what they were worth. I'm looking to get $4,000 a piece. Maybe I'll take my girlfriend out on a nice vacation.
So where did you get these?
From a friend of mine, Red. Red and David Mann were longtime friends. Me and Red were friends, and here we are.
Okay, cool. David Mann started working with Easy Rider magazine when Easy Rider came out, right? Right around 71, 72?
Yes, he did.
The neat thing about David Mann is it's sort of like when people see a Picasso, they go, well, I could do that. But you didn't invent that. And David Mann, he invented this style. I mean, he invented this...
Culture.
Yeah, this whole culture. When you look at any, painting or drawing or illustration of a guy on a chopper with the wind in his hair, you just automatically think of David Mann. He's the biker Norman Rockwell.
Yes, he is.
David Mann is a legendary motorcycle illustrator. This is the guy who did illustrations for Easy Rider magazine for over 30 years. I absolutely love them. Sort of want them for myself. So do you want to sell them?
Yes, I do.
And how much do you want for them?
$4,000 a piece.
To tell you the truth, I have no idea if that's a good price or not.
They are originals.
I'm deeply, deeply intrigued. If you don't mind, I'd like to have my buddy check these out. Not that I don't trust you, it's just I really don't trust anybody. Make sure they're all legit, and maybe we come up with a price.
We can do that.
All right. I'll be right back, man.
I'm really excited that they're going to bring an expert in to get a true value of the paintings.
David Mann's.
These are them, huh?
To me, they're like incredibly, deeply cool.
I like his work. Now, these are more in line with his illustrations. He also did paintings. He was known for a lot of his narratives. He was I think he was referred to in some circles as kind of the biker's Norman Rockwell.
Yes, he was.
I think the reason why people were drawn to him, especially bikers, is because he was a biker, and he really immersed himself in that biker lifestyle. So it wasn't like an outsider trying to paint it. He was actually in there. He actually trained as an architectural renderer. Those real precise lines and finite details were right up his alley and definitely served him well rendering different choppers. You know, you can see every spoke, you can see every piston, and for him to be able to render that so precisely is just amazing. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, I think this is a self-portrait of him, is it not?
Most all of them were done that way, yes. They say that he captured all of himself in there.
Okay, well, this is the kind of the image that I recognize of him, you know, with kind of the beard and the longer flowing hair. Very interesting. David Mann, he is a biker himself. He's very much immersed in that whole lifestyle. He builds his own choppers. He was in a number of biker gangs, and he's a fantastic artist to boot. His works are just really top-notch quality.
So, what are these things worth?
You know, there's no doubt in my mind about the authenticity. I mean, you can clearly see the artisanship is there. You can see the gouache layered on.
All right, that's good.
Now, from a value standpoint, some of his original paintings have sold for, you know, $5,000, $6,000, $7,000, even as much as $10,000. But you have to understand that these aren't going to compare value-wise with his fully rendered oil paintings. That being said, I still think they're going to be highly collectible works. I think this one, since it's a slightly more interesting composition in my opinion, and I think the figure is a little more recognizable as David Mann himself, this one will probably be the more valuable of the two. I'd probably put this one in the $2,500 range. This one I don't think will hold quite that value, but I still think could approach the $2,000 range.
Okay.
Thanks, man. I appreciate it.
Hey, always a pleasure.
Nice meeting you.
Nice meeting you as well. Thank you, gentlemen. The David Mann illustrations are phenomenal. I actually am more of a fan now that I've seen him up close because you can really see that finite detail he was famous for. Just really nice work.
All right, so can I give you $3,000 for them?
When was the last time you saw one of these?
It's been, actually, I've never had these come in my shop, so, you know,
I don't think they'll stay here long.
what's your best price on these?
35.
You know, this is a job where you're not supposed to use your emotion.
Mm-hmm.
But I think these are just so incredibly cool. 3,500, you got a deal, man.
All right, good deal.
Okay, I'll meet you right over there and we'll do some paperwork and give you some cash.
Thank you very much. I settled on the 3,500 because I think it's a fair offering price. I was maybe going to take that girlfriend on a vacation, but I'm going to have to rethink this.
Rick, you got a patch repair kit for this 1900 bicycle right here?
Here, put that back tire in this
Let's
thing.
see, I'm gonna lift it up here. There we go.
There we go.
Voila.
That was the first time you had the shop?
Yeah, first time, yeah. I figured I'd come visit you instead of having to ship things out.
All right, so what's the story with this?
This is a wooden rim Elgin bicycle from the 1900s.
Those are wooden?
Yeah, you can see right down there, wooden.
Oh my gosh.
I know, right? It's pretty rough looking, but it's still relatively intact for its age.
They came in person because if you sent me pictures, you know I'd say no.
This 1900s Elgin bicycle was found recently by a buddy of mine on the world's largest yard sale. Over the years, a lot of stuff that I have found out of the woods or out of the barn has come to Rick in one way or another. And finally, I have the opportunity to come visit him and kiss the ring, so they say.
It is a pretty amazing bike.
It's a very rare bike, and it was a very expensive bike back in the day. These bikes, I think, were originally about $100 back then to have.
That's a crazy amount of money back then.
Yeah. This bike has got a great history. I found this through kind of a contact of mine, and he picked this up from a local Chattanooga guy, and when I found out about it, I had to get it. Basically, the story is, back in the early 1900s, a young kid got a bike when no other kids had a bike like this, and local neighborhood kids were real jealous that he had it, so they kind of bullied and picked on him, and then he got knocked off his bike and broke his arm. So then the parents said, "You're not riding that bike anymore." It was put in a garage. It was never touched again.
All right. Well, I'm impressed. Elgin, it's an early bike company.
Up until like 1912, 1915, cars just weren't reliable, and bicycles were the main source of transportation in cities because you could just get somewhere so much faster than walking. This was a hefty, beefy bike that was meant to last. I love the reinforced forks. And reinforced frames, got double crossbar on the front of it. And it's really amazing that you have the original wooden wheels.
It's very hard to find.
It's all there, but look what's there. The amount of rust is unbelievable. It is in ridiculously bad shape. I mean, you can't even tell the original color.
You know, I think in the right hands, this thing's cleaned up real nice. This would be a bike somebody would be really psyched on.
So, yeah, so how much you want for this thing?
1,800 bucks.
No.
Of course you're gonna say no.
All right, it's worth something. I'll give you that. It's worth some decent money. I'm just gonna text Rick Dale. He's my guy who restores stuff like this. It's not that I don't trust you, it's just that I don't trust you.
Yeah, bring him down. You know, I'd like to get a little more intel on this thing too, but I mean, this bike's bad to the bone with a story and untouched. I don't think it's gonna be any problem at all.
All right.
Looking forward to it.
Hi, I'm Rick.
Hey, Spencer. Nice to meet you.
Spencer.
This is an early Elgin bicycle, fresh from a garage.
This is from a garage?
Yeah.
Without a roof? So, what do you want to know about it?
I just am assuming just those wooden wheels are worth money.
Yeah, it is a wooden wheel. Okay, so in the 1890s, it was just like the biggest deal to have a bike. The Elgin was a real popular brand. This one here is called a motorcycle style because it's got the dual tube and the truss fork on the front.
The wooden wheels, was there a reason why they were making wooden wheels?
Yeah, they were better. Now, keep in mind, there was guys racing bikes in this era, long distance. The wooden wheel, their elasticity, it lasted longer, it stayed true longer. The other ones are called metal cads, which are basically what we see nowadays. But the wooden wheel was way better.
Okay.
They still run wooden wheels on race bikes to this day.
No kidding, really?
Yeah, to this day. But this particular bike, they stopped in the 20s. I mean, it was really a beautiful bike. It was inside, because it's rough. I don't know if that's all rust.
Oh, that's patina, man. Come on now.
The seats, the plywood's a little. It needs help. It looks like the forks are bent. These pedals are gone. The rims look good, though. Believe it or not, these tires are cool. People want these tires. Just in this condition. They pay pretty good money for them because you can't just get them.
Okay. So I know these things are collectible.
Yeah.
Okay, so what are these things worth, like restored?
All done up, you know, $8 grand. Yeah.
And then how much to restore it?
Probably about $5.
Okay. What do you think it's worth the way it sits? Well, I know it's just a little bit above scrap metal, but...
Right. But it isn't because of its rarity and what it is. I'd say $1,000.
Okay. Well, thanks, man. I'll call you if I get it.
You got it? Yeah. Let me know, okay?
I will. I'll let you know.
All right, all right.
All right, so,
Let's let the song and dance begin.
So I'll give you $500.
I'll let it rust in the yard before I take $500, man. Come on.
Okay, all right, so it's like this. I'm gonna have to pay Rick to restore this thing, okay? I mean, I gotta pay commissions, I gotta... All right, so $600.
Yeah. 1,500.
You know what, I'll do this. I go to $700 and you go down like $1,300 and we go back and forth. So just let me pay you $1,000.
All right. $1,200. Come on.
$1,050.
All right, bring her
we got a
in,
deal.
bring her in.
Sweet, $1,050. Okay.
All right.
Cruise over there and we'll do some paperwork.
All right. I would have liked to have gotten more, but honestly, I really want to see this thing restored back to its glory days. And I hope it comes back to, you know, doing what a bicycle does best, and that's riding around town.
Hey, Rick.
Hey.
How's it going?
Good?
Just checking up on the bike.
On the bike, on the
Yeah.
Elgin, okay? Kyle's in there working on it right now. We've got a little bit of a problem I need to show you. Come on in.
Okay.
I am having a bit of an issue with these wooden wheels.
Whoa.
This is the original wheel. But right now, we're having an issue with this one.
Yeah, that's
A little warped. A little. You can see how bad they are. Oh, it could have been because, you know, we took it out of the spokes. Could have been because it got heated at one point. Who knows?
It just sounds like nothing salvageable here.
It is. It's salvageable. What I'm doing, you know, in the water, you soak it, you dip it. Well, once it's wet, we can start shaping it and forming it back to the way it was. See how it's already starting to move a little bit? Once we get it moved down, we'll tighten it, straighten it, and then once we put all the spokes in it, it should hold itself back. Grab me that seat, what's left of it. So it's put together with plywood. It's all staggered like this. So I gotta redo this again. There was some parts that were missing. The grips, the pedals.
Is there a frame?
Frame's there.
There is a frame, okay.
there's forks, there's wheels.
Yeah. You know, when you run into a problem like this, you just sort of gotta overcome it. And that's what I'm trying to do. It's gonna be amazing. So it's just a bit of work is all it really is.
Okay, man.
Probably look like
Thanks,
an
man.
egg by the time we're done.
Take care, Rick. I hope it turns out great.
Hey, guys.
Wait till you see what's when it's done, dude. It's gonna be amazing.
I hope so.
Gonna crack.
I hope not. Start threading it.
Got you.
Hey,
Hey, what's up, man?
brought the old bike back. A little different looking now, though.
Oh, that looks amazing, dude.
That's a big difference.
Hey, it
huh?
doesn't even look like the same bike. I'm super impressed.
Paint job, I looked up different bikes online, and that's exactly how it was painted, so I painted it just like it was back in the day. I was trying to keep it original as I could. If we start putting reproduction parts on it, it's gonna lose its value. And the value are in these wooden wheels.
You fixed the wooden wheels.
Correct. You came over and you saw the wheels were sort of like wobbly.
A little warped.
A little.
Yeah.
And we got them all straightened.
I mean, I just absolutely love that you saved the wheels because that's, I mean, literally that is the coolest part of the bike. So what's reproduction and what's original?
The seat's reproduction. The tires are reproduction. The pedals and the grips, that's it.
All the stuff that would normally rot.
Yeah, the stuff that was rotted. I redid the front badge. You see the badge on the front?
Oh, that's cool.
Right? Sort of matching the colors like it was. It's cool. I love it, actually.
So how much did this restoration cost me?
So when I quoted you before that it was going to run around $5,000 to restore, well, I actually only have $4,500 in it right now. So that's all I'm charging.
Okay, and what do you think I can sell this thing for?
Oh, I think no problem. 8 to 10.
Okay, so I paid $1,050 for it, plus $4,500 is $5,550. And if I get 10 grand out of it, it's a home run.
Right.
All right, man. Did you write it?
I wrote it. Don't plan on those brakes stopping. It stops, but it just don't stop on a dime. Right?
Well, thanks, man. I really appreciate it, man.
No problem.
All right, come on, I'll get you some money.
Bob called up the pawn shop and said he had a lamp tester from the 30s that he wanted to get rid of. I know this is usually something Rick would look at, but I felt like I was the one who should get out of the shop today. Hey, what's up, Bob?
Hey, chum, how you doing?
I'm good. Where's this old thingamabobber you called me about?
Here it is. It's a headlamp tester from the 30s.
I was expecting something to be like handheld.
No, this ain't handheld, man. This ain't gonna go in your pocket, no way.
I don't know why I'd expect something handheld coming from you.
I got the headlamp tester from a customer a few years ago, and I just don't have the room for it anymore. So I figured Rick would really get a kick out of it. Anybody with a man cave would love it, or a gas station collectible person.
This looks pretty cool, though. It kind of looks like high-tech space age.
It looks like a jet engine, and they did it because airplanes were the big thing then.
So this is for testing lamps, huh?
What they did was you set it to the height of the car, and the headlamp will shine in here. And it checked the intensity of the candle power of the headlamp. It also checked if it was aimed right, up and down, right or left. If the headlamp's not in line, it'll be shooting down another driver's eyes and could cause an accident.
The condition is kind of toasted.
It doesn't look well now, but I'm telling you, done, they're killer.
So what exactly do you want to do with it?
I'd like to sell it to you, and I'd like to restore it on top of that.
I mean, I like it, but definitely have never seen one before.
There's a market for it. Restored, you could definitely nail $2,700 on this thing.
All right, well, I'm definitely gonna need to call Rick and see what he thinks. Hold on, let me see if I can get him on. With Bob.
How you doing, Rick?
Hey, what's up?
About to buy you
Something good. I just want to make sure it's all
cool with you
a Kenmore headlight tester thingy-mabobber.
for like automobile stuff.
Okay, well, what does Bob say about it?
Definitely needs to be restored.
The problem is, do you want to spend the money to fix it up?
I trust Bob. I don't trust you. Bob wants to sell it to us and restore it. As long as we can make money, I'm cool with it.
All right, I gotta go.
Chum, just
All right, Rick says buy it if I can get a good deal.
Well, I'm kind of thinking like 350. Restoration would probably be about 1,800.
You know, I'm trying to be more like in the whole thing at about 1,500.
Ooh, you're killing me, chum.
I mean, it's not my money. You know, I gotta spend it wisely.
A big thing on this is the chrome. Like this gets chromed, the poles get chromed, and that's all stuff I have to send out. If we can get into it for 1,750 would be real cool.
Well, Rick trusts you, I trust you, so. All right, 1,750.
Cool. I'll start rocking on it right away.
Hey, if Rick calls you, just tell him I'm in the back helping you out. I can't get to the phone.
Got you covered, chum.
Appreciate it. I know I haven't always made you proud, but this time, you're gonna be proud of my purchase.
Okay.
Hey, how you doing, Rick? What's up, chum?
Yeah, there it is. Come over here, Rick.
What is that, a flux capacitor?
This is it, dude. Look at it. Pretty freaking cool, huh?
I'm impressed.
Have you ever seen one of these before?
No. When was this made?
1938.
I do love the way they made stuff back then. Everything had style, unlike today where it'd just be a box.
It looks a lot better than the last time I saw it. What all did you do?
Well, first of all, I had to take the top off. There's a giant spring in here that holds this up and down. And luckily, it wasn't rusted at all. Sandblasted all the parts, polished the aluminum, reproduced the dials. That's the cool thing. The dials were shot, made all new graphics on the dials, polished the aluminum, chrome plated the rest of it, and that was it.
That is just super cool. So does it work?
Well, I don't think it'll test the candle power on your headlamps, but it'll show you if it's right or left, up or down, and where the headlamp's sighted to.
Well, you know I wanted to test this thing out, so I happen to have a handy-dandy flashlight right here. Like this far away?
Oh, yeah.
That is pretty neat. Good old American ingenuity.
It's an oddball piece that just looks good.
So, Chum, how much you spend on it?
$1,750.
That's restoration and everything?
Yeah.
All right. I mean, what do these things sell for?
You know, they're hard to find, so it's hard to get a price on them. I would say top dollar, you're talking almost $3,000 for these.
You know, Chum, you did good. Thanks, man. You're the best.
Thank you.
All right.
We'll see you on the next one.
Told you.
So you can get that inside before it gets broken?
Yeah.
Today?
Yeah, whatever.
Hey, how's it going?
It's going good. How are you?
Good.
Okay, I have something really interesting here and quite rare.
Okay, what do we have?
Laurel and Hardy autographs.
Laurel and Hardy?
Yep.
I know one of them was in The Wizard of Oz, I think.
Really? I didn't know that.
I'm pretty sure one of them, I'm pretty sure one of these guys was the Tin Man. I forget which one, though. There's minutia in my brain. Things get screwed up.
Okay.
You got 6 kids, that happens.
I have an autograph book that my dad collected when he was a child, and when I looked through it, the 2 people that I recognised mostly in the book were Laurel and Hardy. So I thought I'd bring it to the pawn shop today. If I do the deal today, I'm actually going to use the money towards my father's gravestone. I think it'll be a fitting memorial to my father.
It's pretty cool. I have never seen one of these before. Where did you get this?
My father, when he was a little boy, his father was a theatrical agent in England, and my dad went everywhere with him, collecting loads and loads of autographs, not just from England, but also from this side of the pond.
Okay, yeah, because Stan Laurel he was English.
Yeah.
Basically, he sort of got the same story as Charlie Chaplin. Stan Laurel, he, was popular in England on the stage, and then there was a traveling show here in the States, and he sort of just jumped off the show and, ended up going to Hollywood. Laurel played like the very dim-witted guy, but when it comes down to it, he was the comic genius. He really was. He wrote almost everything.
Yes.
And you had Hardy, who was this fastidious Southern guy who always had these great schemes and stuff like that that always went bust. These guys ended up becoming more or less synonymous with each other. I mean, it was really difficult for either one of them to get work if they weren't with the other guy. And they were one of the few teams to come out of the silent movies actually better in talkies because you had this guy with an English accent and this guy with like this pompous Southern accent, and it contrasted so much, it made it even funnier.
Yep.
Do you want to sell this whole book, or?
Well, I didn't actually realize we had 2 autographs. I only ever saw the one to my father, Hello, Roger.
Okay.
And I didn't...
Oh, you have them here right here?
Yeah.
I didn't even notice that.
So there's two autographs in total. So what I would really like to do is just...
The Laurel and Hardy?
Yes, yeah.
Okay.
There's some things in there that I really don't know if they're valuable, if they're not, but they were to my dad, so I'd like to keep his memory alive by keeping the rest of the book.
Can I have someone look at it?
Yeah.
Well, first off, how much you want for it? If you want a fortune, I'm just gonna send you out the door.
I've done a little bit of looking on the internet to find out roughly what they go for. In pounds, about $6.50. So I was thinking dollars, pounds, similar at the moment. Let's say $6.50 each.
1,300 total.
That's correct.
It might be doable. Let me just make sure they're real.
Yeah, I understand that. I understand
It's not that I don't trust you. It's just she's got that weird accent.
Sure. It's not my fault. It's not my fault.
Let me give a friend of mine a call. Let me get him down here. He'll look at them, and if they're real, then we'll do something.
Cool. Thank you. Yeah.
I'll be right back.
Okay. Thank you. Experts come in. I know they're real. Hopefully, they are real.
Here we have Laurel and Hardy.
You know, the thing about these guys, what they start doing movies together about 1927. They acted all the way up to about 1951, something like that. Both really nice guys, super approachable. They like the fan interaction. Matter of fact, towards the end of Stan Laurel's life, he made it his goal to sign all of his fan mail, to read every piece and to answer personally. And I mean, I think that's a really neat thing about them because they were just super fan interactive, even back then.
Okay. So, are they real?
You know, the one thing you have to really be careful, because of the popularity and because they've been dead for a long time, is that people do forge this stuff pretty frequently. I'm gonna use the Pro Scope, and I just wanna take a look. This one here, that's in a ballpoint pen, and it's interesting because I can almost pinpoint the period, because ballpoint pens in the 50s, because they were kind of new then, they almost had kind of like an aqua feel to them, not a dark blue now like they have now. Yeah, no doubt about that, Rick. So you've got live signatures on there, which is a great thing. The next thing I want to do is look at the exemplars I have on file. Stan Laurel, the one thing I like to look at with him is this little hook up here.
Okay.
And it's here. Oliver Hardy, he always had like this at the end here, you can see. Kind of did a little doodle, and he drops back down here.
Okay. So, they're good?
Signatures look great. They match up absolutely perfect. It's a great piece, Rick.
So what's it worth?
Okay, so based on everything here, and you know, I think the great thing about this is that, you know, you've got 2 different pieces. You could take this out of here, put it with a photograph, and I mean, these are really minty and nice. Ooh. Well, okay, so based on everything I've seen here, $1,200 to $1,300.
Thanks, man. I
You
appreciate
got
it.
it. Yep. Good luck. Yep.
Nice to meet you.
Absolutely no doubt in my mind, Rick's gonna want to buy this piece, and he's gonna be able to make a lot of money on this.
Okay, so what's your best price on them?
I'm prepared to sell them separately. There was $6.50 on that one and $6.50 on that one.
Why don't you let me have them both for $800?
I can't do them for 800.
Well, what can you do?
1,000.
Let me have them for $900.
I can't do them for 900.
So what can you?
It's at 1,000. That's my bottom.
950. You can do 950.
I can't do 950.
Wait, I gotta frame these things up. I gotta put them on the wall. I mean, I gotta get other pictures with them. I gotta get. See, in order to sell these things, I gotta make a display.
Yeah.
Okay, so that costs me money.
Okay. So 975.
Deal. Okay, thanks, man.
Thanks.
Cool. Meet you right up front. We'll do some paperwork. I love these guys.